Hi everyone, my name is Alyssa. I read. Welcome to my channel, and today is the beginning of a reading vlog. I've been in the middle of reading some indie romances. I've been reading Noelle Adams, and I don't know, I was in the mood to read something quick, a romance, and I haven't really been filming, so it was just kind of like, I want to read something like this. So I picked up Part-Time Husband. I think that's the first one. So there's this trilogy that she has written, and they're all pretty much the same story, but different. Like, it's definitely different enough to like keep my attention. I already read the first two books and I'm currently on the third one. But Part-Time Husband, all these are marriage of conveniences, and the thing that's kind of funny is they all follow, each book follows a different sister, and so they all manage to find themselves in a marriage of convenience kind of situation, which is really fun. But book one, I think her name was Melissa. Their grandfather like runs a very successful like restaurant chain, so they have money, they are very successful, but she's always tried to prove herself in the business world. She works for her grandfather, but their grandfather is like really tough on them, and he wants them all to find husbands, get married, that kind of thing. And so one day she just snaps and just decides, because he's been pushing her to find someone, and she just like snaps one day and just like, fine, I'm gonna find the most obnoxious person and marry them, kind of thing. Like, he kind of threatened her job because she wasn't in a relationship, and he said that he wouldn't do that unless she was in a relationship or married or something like that. So she finds the most obnoxious person that he hates, and they get married, and it's kind of like beneficial for both of them. It was beneficial for him because he's in advertising, and you know, she offered this contract like to do work for the Pops chain. And so it was about their relationship, and it was a lot of fun. I think I just really like this trope, and it's contemporary too, so it's not like it's a historical romance, but I think I like this trope because it's forced proximity. You know, it's bed sharing, it's all those things, but then they're like having to figure out and navigate this relationship that's very different, or like they're just thrown in this like situation where they're automatically together. And I don't know, I just really like it, and it's a lot of fun. And so I wasn't sure if I wanted to read book two because I thought it would just be kind of the same thing, but it was very different because the sister was different, the hero was different. Book two, her sister is very bookish. She's been like constantly in university like forever. She just keeps on getting degrees, and it's mostly because she doesn't really know what she wants to do with her life, and she is very kind of she's not like timid, but like she doesn't take risks, and so she's just decided to always just be in school. And then the hero is actually just recently come out of prison. The kind of crime he did it was just like a white collar crime. He was kind of like dealing like stolen cars or something like that. So he isn't a violent person, but he's been adjusting to life, and she offers to marry him because he can't find a job. And Pop kind of says something like, I would give a job to your husband, but never to anyone else. So that's why they decided to marry. But she's always been in love with him, like ever since they were in high school kind of thing. And I really liked that dynamic too, because he's very gruff and has a beard and tattoos and things like that, even though he's really like tenderhearted. And so I really liked book two as well. And so now I'm book three, which is the youngest sister. And it's kind of like, I've only read like, I don't even think I've read a chapter. I read a few pages. She's always lived off the money. She's never taken anything seriously. She's just kind of the type of person who just shops and just hangs out with her friends, and she wants to strike out on her own. She doesn't want to live off his money if there's strings attached, which there's always been, but she's finally realizing that she doesn't want that anymore. So she hears about this guy. He like owns department stores that he needs to like revamp his image. So this one is like an age gap because he's like in his early 40s and she is in her 20s. She's like 24, I think. Maybe she's a little older than that, but she's in her 20s and he's in his 40s. So there's a big age gap, and she offers to revamp his image. And she offers to like pose as his girlfriend, but not necessarily be his wife or trophy wife. But as of right now, he's proposing, how about you actually marry me? So we know where it's gonna go because we already know the tropes. I'm actually really excited about this one because I think it's going to be fun. The other two situations, the women propose, but in this case, the man is proposing. So far, I've given both book 1 and 2 like 4 stars because, you know, the reasoning behind the getting married feels flimsy, and like sometimes even the explanation, though you find out kind of later on in the novel why the husband chooses to say yes, is a little flimsy too, especially in book 1. Book 2 is a little bit better, but it's kind of a little flimsy. Sometimes the writing, especially book 1, I felt the writing not as great, but I think it gets better as the series goes on. I'm not bothered by it anymore, and sometimes things just get explained away or just like not explored. Like these are short, they're about like 250 pages, and that's like Kindle pages, so I don't know if that's much different or not from a normal page, but yeah, but I'm having so much fun and I just want to continue on. So the third one, so book 1 is Part-Time Husband, book 2 is Practice Husband, and 3 is Packaged Husband, all by Noelle Adams. Check them out. They're on my Hoopla, so that's how I've been reading them. I'm just reading them as an e-reader because that's what I want to do. My phone's gonna die, so I need to plug it in while I read. I'm gonna have some coffee and I'm just gonna relax. Everyone's been sick in my family for like weeks, I kid you not, and I'm so sick of everyone being sick. My daughter is still kind of sick, and so she's been home a lot, and I just want to be by myself. All by myself, but I can't. I want to be so bad, but I can't. I'm gonna read Packaged Husband, have a coffee, and just chill. So I've been working really hard on the ebook. I've read about halfway through now, actually a little bit more than halfway through. That was kind of my goal. I'm really liking it. You know, the author's doing a really good job like making each story different, even though you're using pretty much the same tropes. Yeah, I'm really liking it. I don't know what else to really say. So we're following Chelsea, and she's the one who's never really had a job or anything like that, nothing really going for her, mostly just living off her grandfather's money, but now she's in a position where she wants to kind of strike out on her own, and she hears about Owen, and Owen, he owns a department store, he owns department stores, a chain of them, I guess, and they're kind of like stuck in the past. There is, you know, they're kind of falling behind on trends, and he himself is not super trendy at all, and he kind of needs to rebrand his own image in order to attract higher end designers to keep up with the trends and everything. And so she hears this through Trevor, who is her sister's husband. They're friends, Owen and Trevor. And so it kind of gets her the idea of like, well, maybe I can work for him to help with his image. And so she offers this to him. She makes this proposition to him, and she even offers to like be his girlfriend or like pretend to be his girlfriend. but then instead they decide to have this arranged marriage, and it's about them kind of adjusting. They decide to have like to date for a year and then get married in Vegas. And it's about them adjusting to things. It's very different than the other ones. Like, they're staying in different bedrooms and they're kind of navigating this really interesting arrangement. The arrangement is a lot different than the other ones. The fact that it's more like a job in a way, but of course they're catching feelings, but it's still really awkward because he's very different than the other heroes. He's very quiet and reserved and really shy, and he like admitted to her that he's not really great with women. He always gets really shy around attractive women specifically, and so they've been kind of navigating this, but she like actually generally is starting to fall for him and is really confused about her feelings and wanting to spend time with him, but he's not really sure, that he doesn't really know that that's what he wants. You can tell that he's like, he likes her, but he's not really saying anything because he's assuming she doesn't really like him that way. And so I'm really enjoying it. I'm halfway through, and we got to a point where like his father has died, or his grandfather, sorry, and so they went through the funeral and things happened, and I don't know, I'm really liking this one. These romances are steamy at some points, just to let you know if you're interested in these novels. There is some explicit scenes in here, but they don't happen until like about like halfway through, but they're short, so you know, there you go. So I'm really liking it. I have to take a break now. It's half day for school, so I'm gonna have to pick up my son soon, make lunch and things like that. The fact that I read halfway so I can like spend some time doing errands and like tasks I need to do, and then I'll for sure get back to it maybe this evening. We'll see. My Greek salad here, which I'm gonna have for lunch, and I love it with this creamy cucumber. I prefer that over Greek dressing sometimes. So just has some chickpeas and olives and feta and vegetables. It's gonna be so good. Did I film you having your food? What are you having?
Macaroni and cheese.
Yes, and it's very good. Our favorites. Everyone loves it in this family. I'm gonna be a little bit healthier. I'll get you.
No!
I'll catch you. No! So I had my lunch. It was delicious. I'm gonna read a little bit more of, is it called Trophy Husband? I don't even remember what it's called. Packaged Husband. I think it's called Trophy Husband. Like, I think that's the name of the series, Trophy Husbands. Trophy Husbands, yes. So I'm gonna read a little bit more. If you're curious, I meal prep the beginning of the week for my lunches for the week. I have the same thing every day. So I'm done eating. I'm gonna just read like a little bit more before I actually like get productive. I've done stuff today, but yeah, so I'm gonna read a little bit more of Packaged Husband, and it's getting really good. Let's see how far I am. I'm on page 166 out of 285. So I wonder if I can look at it as a percentage. I don't think I can. I don't feel like doing the math, but it's more than halfway, so I'm gonna read a little bit more. I'm in chapter 6. Yeah, it's good. So I am near the end. I'm getting there. I'm almost done. I'm on page 234 of 285, so I guess I have 50 pages left, and I'm loving it. It's good. We're getting to the dramatic, like, a breakup scene, I guess, or the final conflict. I'm gonna have a snack and keep reading, and I'm just gonna enjoy it. So I finished Packaged Husband and I really liked it. It was a lot of fun. I'm trying to decide if I like it more than the other ones. I think it might be my favorite. I don't know. I feel like my feelings for all three are about the same. I would say my least favorite was maybe number 2. I'm mixing up these names. Practice Husband. Because I don't know, it was just, I think I maybe liked it more. I think I liked Practice Husband least, only because some of like the miscommunication, like the third act breakup, was kind of annoying and tedious. And there's some formula stuff in these books, but I don't hate it. In every one, the men proclaim how they always like actually liked them in some way all along, which is like, okay, like some of it is flimsy. Some of like how the men always love them is flimsy. The reasons why they're getting together is flimsy. I felt like this one was like the most realistic because of the trophy wife or husband aspect, where they like came together for this deal. And I really do like Chelsea as a character. She was different than her sisters. I like sometimes reading from characters who are very different than myself. Like she's, never really worked in her life. Well, I can relate to that, but like, I mean, like, she's never had a job. She's living off someone else's money, and she's really beautiful and into like makeup and really presenting herself in that way. And I like reading characters like that, especially when they're like tender-hearted, like Chelsea. Like she's a very sweet person, but people view her very differently, think that she's kind of flighty and not really serious. And that was kind of her stuff that she was going through, was like she's so sick of people like not taking her seriously, and she likes how Owen does take her seriously, even though it's in this interesting arrangement. And I liked how much she like loved her job, and I just love them. And Owen is the type to think that someone like her shouldn't be with him, and I liked how vulnerable he was, and very different. Like all these heroes and heroines were all very different, and the stories were different, even though there were some like similarities, or like when it comes to like setup and payoff, I guess. So I had a lot of fun. I think overall the series is like 4 stars for me. I probably give this one 4 stars as well. Yeah, and it was just fun. I just really enjoyed the series. I was looking at her she has a lot of books. She has short stories as well. In some ways I wanted to just read another one of her books, but I was kind of looking and nothing really was interested. Like I'm not quite interested in anything, so I don't know. I think I'm gonna go back to my actual proper TBR and read something from there. But I think I'm gonna close off this vlog. I hope you enjoyed it. Maybe check out this series if it sounds something you'd be interested in. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you have not done so. You can follow me on Goodreads and Instagram. And I want to keep reading. Bye.